So, Jim, right before I introduce, hi, Donna. I introduce you guys.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Donna.
Hi. Hello, Steve.
I would like to have a photo
Donna.
really quickly before we go into the program.
I didn't hear any of that. Can you repeat it?
Sure. Right before I introduce the fabulous bells for the program, I will call for a quick photo op. You're on mute, my friend.
We follow your lead. No problem.
Okay. Just wanted to give you a heads up. I thought it might be fun to have a photo op. Maybe have two, a good one and a silly one. The silly one's usually the one that turns out best anyway.
Ooh.
Hey, Sean, I like your slides, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
This is a great slide here. I went through all the slides. They all look great, but I particularly like this one. It says a lot without anything verbal, you know?
Right. I just stole it from Google Images, I think.
Yeah.
I love it. I love all your slides. I think this would be a good one as a filler for the torch.
Oh. We'll have to switch it up after a while because people won't remember to read it. It'll become just part of the
Yeah.
background, but for a few meetings anyway.
You bet.
I'll be
There's
right
Amy
back.
Smith. Hey, Amy Smith.
Well, hello, Mr. Bell. How are you?
Doing well.
My name is Logan.
Who's making tea? That's Amy, isn't it?
What?
Nope, it was Carol.
Oh,
Lee, did you get a chance to try on the mask that I've dropped off last night?
I didn't. I have it right here. If I have an opportunity, you can talk about it if you want. They're really nice. All the other masks I have are way too big on me, but this is perfect. Thank you for dropping that off.
No problem. My daughter wanted to say hello.
hey.
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte.
Hey, Charlotte.
Hi, Charlotte. How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Can you fix the screen so we can see each other?
There you go.
Because I only see Lee and then I see the other screen, but I don't see any other people.
I think you've got it on whoever's talking.
No, I don't even have that thing up here to do it with it anymore. So that went bye-bye. Somebody took that off.
It's an individual setting, Carol, but I'll do this for you. I'll stop share.
Thank you. There we go.
So
Now
when
I
you put it back up,
I can see 9 people.
good. But when we put it back up, you can adjust it so that you can see. I had mine side-by-side view, so the screen is on one side and all the people are on the other side.
Well, usually I get the screen across the bottom. I see 5 people. I wasn't even getting that, so I don't know where that comes from.
Yeah.
Usually it's not a problem. Hey, did you fix the date? Is the date correct?
Carol, you're a piece of work.
Yes, you are.
I forgot to call you and let you know.
But here you go. Here you go. Maybe.
It doesn't matter. It's always Twilight.
There. How's that, Carol? Do you approve?
It's not on Shauna. We had about 4 of us look at it and didn't even notice.
No, it starts with me for sure. But Carol, you're just a little late on your reminder. So next time you need to call me 3 days in advance.
I was getting my nails done and I completely forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Who's the person listed as Twilight?
That is my other computer that's hosting the presentation.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Hey, Lee.
Hey, Garrett.
So who are our guests this evening that I need to
If
be?
you go to participants, you will see all of the names.
Oh, beautiful.
Not know how many we're going to expect, but if it gets very daunting, I'm sure that Steve will give us some information on how to best do that on Zoom for best practices. But Jim, what do you think? No issue in asking people to please introduce themselves if it's a little tough on the screen. What do you think?
That's what I figure. I mean, if I recognize people that, are not part of our club, I mean, I'll assume that they're guests. And if I know them, obviously I'll introduce them. But if I don't, then I'll just apologize for missing anybody and ask if they anyone else that I haven't mentioned if they introduce themselves. So.
Mhm.
Now, it looks like we have someone in here by the name of Tim. I might probably going to mispronounce that last name, but Leahy.
Leahy.
What is it again?
Leahy.
Leahy, okay. Now, he's a guest, right? I mean, I know.
Yeah, he's a buddy of mine from up here in the Seattle Bellevue area. He's the current president of the Bellevue East Side Rotary Club.
Okay.
Fairly new flex club that both Tim and my wife Terry are on the board.
Excellent.
And Garrett,
Hi, Terry.
Garrett, I have a guest, just so you know.
Oh, you have a guest? Who's your guest?
Eddie Zamora.
Eddie Zamora. Okay, that's what I figured. And then who is, we got Galaxy S9 in here.
I might have guessed Chuck Canada.
Oh, Chuck Canada. Okay.
Up here, I didn't see him. I have going.
I just texted him and said, "Ask, are you joining?"
Oh, good.
He said he was because I sent him the link.
Oh, good. I know my husband's here. I just saw him. Hey, Steve.
Oh, hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Laura.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you, my friend?
Good. It's been, my hair looks crazy. This is why the camera is always frightening to me. I'm doing well. It's just been an extremely hectic day where all spheres of my life are exploding at the same time, like needing attention. So, work, doctor's appointments, pets, the usual stuff. I'm sure you're all facing the same thing.
So it's about that time. Shauna, how are we doing?
Good. Ready to go when you are.
Oops.
See, I have to jump off for 1 second. I have to take bread out of the oven. Yes, I'm baking. So I'll be right back.
Ooh.
That to us. Seriously?
Not sharing?
No.
Too bad
You
we
need
can't
to
smell it.
share.
I know, right?
At a minimum, we should get the good smell of the fresh cooked bread, but we don't even get that.
No smell-o-vision.
That's what we need, seriously. Good smell-o-vision only.
They don't have that for Zoom yet.
No, really. Thank you.
I'm sure someone's working on it.
All right.
Now, Amy, you have my address.
No, we all have Amy's address. All right, let's get going then, everybody. Hi. Welcome. Welcome, members and guests. We'll ring the bell. Do we have a bell sound?
I apologize. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
You hear that? Okay, so welcome to Twiight, where Rotary opportunities and Twilighters, we do it at night. So welcome everyone, and please, let's raise our glasses together and toast to the best time of day.
Twilight.
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 Thank you, awesome. Right, so. To welcome our members and guests, our Sergeant at Arms. By the way, everybody, I am Lee Gibbs. I have the pleasure of being the president of this wonderful club. I'm going to turn it over to our Sergeant at Arms, Jeremy Swanson. He will help with the introductions of members and guests.
No flag salute?
No. Okay. Perfect. We will learn why in a minute, Carol.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Wanted to extend a warm welcome to our guest this evening, Eddie Zamora, and then Tim Leahy, who is, I apologize if I get this wrong, but I know of from a Rotary Club, president of a Rotary Club up in the Bay Area.
Up in Seattle, Washington.
Seattle.
Oh, I'm not even close. Okay, a little bit further north. All right, Seattle, Washington.
Different Bay.
Different Bay, yes, thank you. And then is Steve, am I correct in saying, are you our speaker this evening?
That's correct.
Okay, excellent. Well, warm welcome to you as well. And then I assume that your wife is on here with you, Terry. How do you pronounce your last name?
Lingenbrink.
It's Lingenbrink, and I'm
Lingenbrink, okay.
one of the members of the Bellevue Eastside Rotary Club that Tim Leahy is the president of.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us this evening. Great to have you. And I think that's everybody. Did I miss anyone?
No, but I would like to just introduce Eddie Zamora. Eddie is the new executive director of the Kern and Eastern Sierra chapters of the American Red Cross. So send good vibes his way, because I'm sure he's super busy with Stagecoach Fire and everything like that. But he's been a part of the Red Cross family for a number of years, and I was really so pleased to hear when I departed there and they decided to bring back the executive director role that he took that on. So welcome, Eddie.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Eddie, welcome, welcome. Did you introduce Terry Lingenbrink?
Yes.
Eric? Okay,
I did, yes.
Thank you. I must have been asleep. Steve Gibbs, past president of Bakersfield East, is with us.
Oh, yeah, of course. Thank you for that.
I'm somewhat related to the president.
Yeah, so he doesn't count. Hey, Pam's here. So having said that, I am going to give you guys a break from me and turn it over to our funmeister, Jeremy Swanson. Woohoo!
Yay.
How's it going today, everybody? Can you hear me?
Yes, great.
Well, my internet is down at home, possibly because of the Stagecoach Fire, which I can see out my window. So I'm on my phone, and we'll see how this goes. Are we ready for What's That Ditty?
Yes.
All right, excellent. All right, so everybody knows where the chat feature is, and you can make your guesses as to the artist and to the song, and we will keep a running tally throughout the year. So far, we've got points for Amy and for Denise and for Shauna. Nobody else has scored yet, but you might know this song. Go ahead and
Are there any
play.
demerits?
Sean, if you want to go ahead and cut that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, so that is a Song for a Winter's Night by Gordon Lightfoot.
Okay.
I will go to the chat box now and I'll tally the votes.
Won't take long.
I don't think anyone got the name of the song, but
No.
we all knew Gordon Lightfoot.
I didn't, but
You need to play the chorus.
count. I'm a foreigner, I don't count.
Believe it or not, I actually have that on vinyl.
Well, now you know the name of it.
Okay, I'm going to ask Ashley, did you know who that was?
Yeah.
I did not.
I got hooked on him when he did the Edmund Fitzgerald song, and that was a long time ago in the 70s, so he was doing it before that.
How's it going, Jeremy? Do we know? Did we lose Jeremy?
He just remuted himself.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead and go on. I'm just writing these down. I'll have a tally for everyone next week.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jeremy. So we're on to our program. Shauna, really quickly, if you don't mind giving us if you can't, don't worry about it, giving us the whole screen. There it is. What this is, everyone, is every week we're going to do a photo op. So we'll do one great photo and a silly one. How's that sound? Yeah, ready? Okay. 1, 2, Twiight. Okay, one silly. All right. Thank you,
Did
Shauna.
you just take a print screen?
Yeah, I could, but I don't know how to do it on this new laptop. So this is just easier for me anyway. I'll learn how. So taking it away, both the Bells, I will introduce the wonderful Donna Bell and Jim Bell to introduce our guest speaker that I'm very excited to have. Woohoo.
I'm going to introduce Steve, and he's been a Rotarian since 1992. He and his wife Terry, along with their adult children, Sarah, Grace, and Shine, have both led and served on many international projects all over the world, including an NID in Ethiopia, water projects in Kenya and Guatemala, computers for the Antigua, Bermuda, and medical and dental clinics in Romania and Russia. Steve is a trial lawyer with almost 40 years of experience. Terry works with him as the director of operations for the law firm. And last and most important, Steve and Terry are currently serving as our closest and dearest Rotary friends. Without Rotary, we never would have met them. Hi, Steve and Terry. Welcome to Twiight. And now I'm going to introduce Jim to take it over from now. Jim?
Okay, thanks, Donna. There's a few people who are not muted. If you could please mute while we do this portion of the program. We're really fortunate to have Steve with us tonight. He is a very busy man in the world of Rotary. He speaks and teaches at the 4 Pets meetings on both zones, district training meetings, on the faculty of governor-elect and governor nominee training, Zone Institute faculty, not to mention the many, many club meetings just like this one here. The big benefit to us tonight is he has a vantage point that none of us have when it comes to membership and all the engagement that is required nowadays. Steve, thanks for being with us tonight. What we thought we would do is a little bit of an interview style to be just to change it up a little bit. So among your many accomplishments, Steve, you currently hold the title Rotary Coordinator for Zone 27, which is a big job. Most Rotarians know about their district, maybe, but can you explain what a zone is, first of all, and exactly what you do and who you work with each year?
Sure. Let me, I've got a map I'd like to bring up here. Do you see it?
Yes.
Great. So this is a map that shows both zones 26 and 27. The Rotary world is cut up into 34 zones, and here on the West Coast and to the middle of the country up to British Columbia and down to the country of Mexico, we have 30 districts that are in what are called pair zones. Paired zones meaning that they work together. So while I'm a Rotary coordinator in Zone 27, I have a counterpart named Lucinda General. Some of you may have met her over the years, that lives in Phoenix, Arizona, and she is the Zone 26 coordinator. So there's two coordinators, one from each of the two zones that serve the 30 districts that are in these two paired zones. And if you look closely, there's your district right down there, 5240. And so you can see where I live up here in 5030, up in the Puget Sound area of the state of Washington, there's quite a little bit of real estate in between the two of us there. Rotary coordinators, we're the membership side of the zone. So if you have a district membership chair, they were just recently on, and I believe his name is Lee in your district. He was just on last Saturday, a district membership chair training seminar with us. And we also had our two counterparts on there. The RPICs, what are Rotary Public Image Coordinators, and then the Rotary Foundation Coordinators. So you can see it's divided into the three essential elements: membership, foundation, and brand or public image. And it turns out that the scallywag that's the RPIC for Zone 26 happens to be on this call here right now, Mr. Jim Bell. Mm-hmm. And I work with him extensively, and his counterpart, David Bobanek, up in Seattle. So what we are responsible for is supporting the districts when the districts need help putting together seminars or whatever, and to make ourselves available for clubs that need support and at least get you in the direction of the right resource where we can be the most use to you.
Cool. So I heard a rumor that you may be facilitating our district's very first Innovative Club membership seminar on Monday night, August 24th at 5:30. Is that true? I guess that's true, right?
It is true. And I was going to lead off with this slide for you guys today, but I wanted to lead off with the map because we're not going to delve too deeply into Innovative Club meetings tonight. We simply don't have the time. But there will be a really cool 90-minute seminar that Jim just mentioned on the, is that the Monday the 24th, Jim?
Yeah, 5:30, I think it is.
Yeah, 5:30 to 7. And we're putting together 4 specific areas that we're going to cover: the overview of flexibility of clubs these days and the new club models. We're going to give specific examples of innovative club structures and how to engage on virtual meetings. And then we're going to break into breakout rooms, and we're going to have 30 minutes of discussion talking about how clubs are dealing with these interesting times that we're in right now, and put together a list of best practices and bring everybody back and then have a brainstorming session together. So we'll be able to wrap all that up in 90 minutes. We should be able to come away with a really solid list of best practices that clubs can utilize. We're also building a best practices list on the Zone website at this time. And I'm going to show you more about that in just a moment.
Okay. I have a few questions before we open it up to a broad Q&A from the other members. I've heard about some clubs have moved to a hybrid format. Not clear on what that is. Can you, how does that work actually, Steve?
Well, you know, in years gone by, clubs were clubs. You had the standard club constitution. You were required to meet 40, 46 or 48 times a year, depending on when you look at history. You were required to meet for at least an hour each time. There was an attendance requirement, et cetera, et cetera. And what's been happening here recently, since the 2016 Council on Legislation, where I was one of the representatives there, there was considered to be the most progressive of any council on legislation ever. And basically threw out the drawing board on what a club looks like. Did away with the distinction between an E-club and a regular club. In other words, you don't have to have the name E-club in the name of your club. Now, if you want to, you still can, like the Silicon Valley E-club that Mitty Chang runs. They want to keep that in their name, but a lot of clubs don't. They want to be considered a club, a club, a club. And so a hybrid club is one that meets online sometimes. Maybe they're like Tim Leahy's club, where there's a few of them that meet in person, but there's a big screen TV on the wall and they invite the other members that want to attend virtually to attend that way. So the hybrid club is something that was really started before we got into this pandemic situation, but that has really spurred it on to the next level. And the level of creativity you can use with hybrid clubs is infinite. And yeah, hope that gives you a thumbnail sketch. We'll delve into that a little bit deeper on the 24th.
I think I heard you answer this, but I'm not sure. Did you say it's no longer required to take club attendance?
Well, that's up to every individual club. There's still a requirement that the clubs keep an eye on their attendance, because you certainly want to know when somebody isn't attending meetings, so you can have your cares and concerns committee or whoever does that to follow up and make sure there isn't an illness or whatever. But no, the actual reporting of the attendance is no longer required. Now, there are clubs that still use Club Runner or DACDB. They still scan their badges. They still take attendance. And that's great, because it's a good way to keep the pulse on your club. But really the only way that Rotary International gets the reporting now is in the semi-annual reporting done through Rotary Club Central.
How have clubs adjusted their meeting agendas to accommodate Zoom meetings? And by the way, do you have any recommendations with respect to that?
Yeah, this is a tough one because let's just start by saying, when you move into a virtual environment, the temptation is to keep the meeting exactly the same as it was before, going online. And so you see clubs where they're still running the meeting exactly the same way, and they're trying to stand and do things that just don't work virtually. And the other thing is that oftentimes keeping the speaker there through a half an hour or so of stuff that the speaker doesn't understand, and then putting the speaker on at the very end, and then having their meetings drag on for an hour and 15 to an hour and 30 minutes. And that just doesn't work in a virtual environment. Now, I've seen some clubs just recently that have really stepped up and gone into a newer type of format, almost like a TED Talk at the beginning, and then they do their club business towards the end, but they keep everything within a 45-minute time range. And everything you read about Zoom meetings and stuff is after 45 minutes, if you don't take at least a 15-minute break and bring them back, you've lost them. And that you really ought to try to keep it within 40 to 45 minutes. Clubs are coming up with just incredibly interesting ideas on how to make things more interesting online. And one of them, if maybe I can bring this up, let me just try it here real quick. And if it doesn't work, I'll give up on it. Can you see that by any chance?
No.
Okay. Okay, this is on the fundraising part. Anyway, there are a lot of clubs that are coming up with really innovative ideas, and there's one called Lakeshore Club that's in Chicago, Lakeshore Club of Illinois, and they have a theme every week for the meeting. So they started out the first week with baseball, and it was a grand slam meeting, and everybody wore stuff and they themed the whole thing. And then whoever won the contest gets to pick the next week's theme. And it happened to be a space theme. And they've got all of them for the month so far shown on their screen. It's really worth taking a quick look at, because it shows the level of creativity you can go to make the meetings more interesting in an online format.
You know, another hot topic, I hope you can address this, is club fundraising. It's become obviously an issue now that we're in this virtual environment. What about virtual fundraising, and are there many resources available to learn how to do that?
Well, how many of you have ever been on the Zone website? How many have ever even heard of the Zone website? Okay, fair enough. So if you want to go on the website, maybe somebody could put this in the chat real quick. It's real simple. It's zone2627.org. So what I would like to do is show you an example of a club that's trying an online, and Tim Leahy and Terry Lingenbrink will know about this. This club traditionally does an event called speed croquet. And it's the craziest game you've ever seen. It's trying to get around the croquet wickets in less than 10 minutes. And your team members hit one after the other to get around. It's really a hilarious game, and they'll do like elimination, and then the people that win end up getting prizes at the end. It's really pretty cool. But obviously they can't be doing that this year, and they always have a little wine auction that goes along with it. So today would have been the day they normally would do their croquet tournament, and they couldn't do it. So they've been taking donations for the last couple of months, just, you know, out of the goodness of people's heart. But here they've got an actual silent auction online. Not a whole lot of items on there, but if they're able to sell anything, it's going to finish them up to be where they need to be for the year, so they can still do the things that they normally do as a club. So that's pretty neat example. The other thing, if I can share this over here. Do you see the PowerPoint again?
Yes.
So, oh, well, yeah. What are we talking about, Jim? It's Rotary Zone 2627.
Oh.
I've typed it in so many times, I forgot to put the Rotary at the front. Well, when you hit the front page of the website, you're going to see this, and it's called the Virtual Library. The Virtual Library just went on a few weeks ago. And one of the things in there is a whole bunch of information on virtual fundraising. There's about 10 different documents that are in that folder that show you different ideas for fundraising. The current governors, including Deb, they got together and they had a brainstorming session, and they came up with the best virtual fundraising ideas that they could find, and they put them all together for us. And they did this all in just a matter of a couple of weeks, and now it's up on the Zone website. So you might want to take a look at that for a lot more ideas than just an online auction.
All righty. My last question. At the beginning of your presentation, you mentioned 3 essential elements: membership, brand, and the Rotary Foundation. And you made this in the context of pretty much all vibrant, successful clubs pay attention to these 3 essential elements. Can you, how important is brand, I guess is what I'm getting at. We all know membership is a given, the Rotary Foundation as well, but where does brand fit in all that, in your view? Well,
you know, it took me a while to realize what brand meant in a Rotary setting. You know, when I first heard them using the expression brand instead of public relations or public image tied to Rotary, I didn't quite get it. It didn't really resonate with me. And it wasn't until I saw a quote from a woman from Siegel and Gale who helped redesign the entire image of Rotary back going on 6, 7 years ago now, the new logo and everything. And she said that brand is everything that we think, do, or say, both internally and externally to any audience. And so what that means is that from the minute that a person logs on to the Twiight website, or back when you were meeting in person, when they drove up to the establishment you were meeting, or it was Lee had asked them to come to the meeting and had used the word Rotary, the brand experience starts at that point. And it continues all the way through the totality of the Rotary experience. So it's our online presence, it's our communication, it's everything that we do. And when I finally figured that out, it was like, wow, that's pretty interesting, because we can really improve our brand by just tweaking a few little things. And so the neat part about brand is brand totally drives membership. Because if you're providing a top-notch brand experience, people want to come to your club because others are telling about it. And you're keeping your members because your existing members are loving the fact that you've got a good club brand experience. That drives membership. And then the more members you have, that means the more giving there is to the foundation, so you can do more projects. And that drives brand on the public stage so that people in your community and around the world see what Rotary is doing, and they're like, I want to be part of that too. So you can see how important brand is to both membership and foundation, and really supports all three of the essential elements.
Okay, we have a couple minutes left. I'm going to open it up for Q&A. If anybody in the meeting right now has a question, let's unmute yourself and ask away.
I have a question.
Amy.
I'm Amy Smith, and past president, two ones ago. How important do you think it is for each Rotarian to wear their pin and represent Rotary all the time? I tend to be a big Rotary dork, and I wear my pin everywhere except I think when I'm sleeping. But I know a lot of people don't do that, and I'm just kind of curious to know, as the experience that you have with brand and with our zones and things like that, does that really create a benefit for the club?
Yeah, and you know, it can be, a brand experience can be a positive or negative, right? And I've used to run this membership seminar where I'd say, how many of you drove to the seminar today? How many of you proudly have a large Rotary sticker on the back of your car, or a Rotary license plate frame, you know? And they'll raise their hand very proudly. How were you driving on your way here today? You're driving well? Because, you know, if you cut somebody off or whatever, that can be a negative brand experience. So it goes both ways. But I think by far the most important thing is that we all have a visible Rotary presence of some sort at all times, because it's the only way you can spread the word sometimes. And then people will say, oh, Rotary, I used to be in Rotary, or I know someone in Rotary, and it gets the conversation started. Maybe not as much now in elevators as it did 6 months ago, but it'll be back. And so I agree with you, Amy. I think it's really important that we don't just wear it to meetings. You know, I don't know how many Rotary pins I've got, and they're on all my suits and everything, and I always have one on, and I think it's important. So thanks for the question.
Got time for one more question, and then we gotta just keep us on time, and then we'll scoot along. Anybody else? Carol Smith?
Yes. Do you have any information about if somebody wants to start or be a member of a club, but they don't live in the town and it's considered a remote member? Have you heard of that, or is that being used at any of the clubs?
Oh, absolutely. So
Okay.
I sort of parenthetically mentioned Mitty Chang's.
Yes, I know Mitty very well. I've been invited to his wedding, so yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of them. They're putting together, you know, there's more of them being formed all the time. And Julie Aubry, who is, she works with me directly. She's a regional membership officer back in Evanston. So she's a paid employee of Rotary International. They're putting an index together all the clubs that are looking to do exactly that thing. So Carol, I think that's the wave of the future. More and more of these hybrid clubs coming online.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Steve, thanks a bunch. I'll turn it back to Lee. Take it over, Lee.
Thank you, Steve.
If you guys don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and head home. I'm getting kind of hungry, so you guys have a good rest of the meeting, okay? And
It was
thanks
my
for,
bread, wasn't it? It was my bread you saw.
it was definitely the bread. I got that smell-o-vision going on this time. So. Thanks for having me.
Bye,
Thank you.
See you, Steve. There we go.
That was great. Thank you, Jim and Donna. Just really quickly before we go into the club business, I know Carol mentioned the flag salute. Jim, do you want to give us just a little pointer on why we're not going to be doing the flag salute? You're on mute.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
forgot. It's another one of those things that bubbled up that Steve was talking about. I mentioned it in a seminar a couple months ago. A long list of things. We're supposed to stand for the salute. That does not suit well when you're sitting down in a club meeting like this. So it's just another one of those best practices clubs are moving away from. Inspirational moments. Some clubs are doing them, some clubs are not. The length of time, all those things are just on the bubble right now. So just trying something different.
Thank you, Jim. We might leave inspiration, we may not. I think we might leave that up to our members. So maybe just send me an email, let me know what your feelings are on that part. It would be short. So we're going on to club business. And give Carol a minute or two. Carol, do you want to talk about those awesome masks? I put you on the spot.
If you've got yours there, okay. And they are very, very soft, and I love them. And I prefer to wear that now instead of one of those paper ones. And I bought 50 of them. And last week or a couple weeks ago, Lee had said that she and Stephen would each buy one and then donate $50 each to our foundation. So I have 6 more if anybody's interested, and there's not been any price set on them, but so whatever you feel like that you would like to donate to the foundation, that would be very nice. I'm not getting anything in return for it. I mean, that was my donation to the club. So who we got? Shauna, you want one?
I want one.
Really nice. It has this pointy part.
Amy?
Amy.
Was it you?
I'll do one.
Yep.
Carol.
Because I can't see everybody. I can only see 9 people, and one of those 9 is me. So I've got 3 people. Amy, Shauna,
Sandy Foster.
Sandy Foster.
Azamika times 2.
Azamika's.
Tracy? Or Tony?
Yeah, actually both of us.
Yeah, both of us.
I'm not sure I have that, but I tell you what, if we have a lot of that people want them, I got a club up north ordered 500 of them from Hampton. What's it? Who do we get? Russell Hampton. Something like that. And so if we run out and more people want them, I can get some more from them up north. But so right now, I think we pretty much takes care of.
Well, then I'll take 2, Carol.
Well, I think we're prior to that. Who said that? Amy?
Sandy.
Go, Sandy. Well, let me see if we can get 2. So 1,
Sandy.
2. You can do mine later when you get extra. I don't have to have them this moment.
Okay. All right. I think that's it. I'll try to get them as possible.
Carol, can I ask you a question? Do I bill people for this, or is everybody just going to send in a donation?
Well, unless we come up with a donation right now at a price, yeah, you definitely have to bill them, or so that they would pay for it.
Well,
so,
what does
Denise, I will
everybody
send
pay?
Denise, I will send a check in for $50.
Okay.
To the foundation.
So after
Denise,
I would suggest everybody email Denise, and then Denise can then let me know who actually emailed, and then I'll know who I'm supposed to get them for. How's that?
Yep.
And you
That's
and
better.
that between you and Denise, how much you were willing to pay. We all don't need to know that. Okay? Thank you.
Okay.
They are really nice masks.
They're lined. They're really nice. Other masks fall off on me. They fog up. This one's great. So thank you so much, Carol, and everybody that got one. You still have an opportunity. You can just email Denise, and Denise will let Carol know. So for now, I'm going to turn it over to our community service chair extraordinaire, Laura.
Hi, everyone. You should have received the updated project poster this week. And if you did and you looked at it, you'll see that we're having a collection drop-off. You can drive up and drop off your items for the Bakersfield Homeless Center. And as you probably recall from last week, we are collecting hygiene items, you know, toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorant, wipes, etc. I also included in there things that people really need during this pandemic: hand sanitizer, face masks, you know, would I think also be helpful. And the person I spoke with, my contact at the homeless center, also said that underwear, men, women, children, all sizes, are also really needed. So we're doing a drive-by drop-off. You can drop off your items that you collect this Saturday between 10 and 11 a.m. Nancy has graciously volunteered the outside of her office building. So the address is on the updated poster, and you can just pull to the side of the building and where the parking is, and we'll have some people out front. I'll be there, Nancy's going to be there. And I wanted to see if maybe we had 2 or 3 people who would volunteer interested in being out there with us on Saturday morning, obviously with our face masks and social distancing, of course, just to pick up and collect the items. And then we'll leave them in Nancy's office. And then the plan is next week, I'm going to drive them, and Nancy or whoever wants to come along, you know, to deliver them to the homeless center so they can be distributed to their clients. And I just really want to give a plug, like, you know, we're hitting our, you know, we're going to be collecting stuff Saturday, so time's running out. So I just really encourage everyone to donate as generously as you can, just keeping in mind, you know, life is hard for all of us, but just imagine, you know, obviously being homeless and being in a position where, you know, you need a toothbrush, you need a new pair of underwear, and just how, you know, how difficult life is in general and how these things can really make a difference.
Laura, I think Denise had a question. Your hand was up, Denise.
Yeah, thank you. I was talking to someone I work with today, and she's got kids that are school age. And Walmart, she told me she is going to Walmart because they are having a bang out sale on kids' underwear and kids' socks.
Oh, good.
So,
okay.
So there's just a thought.
No, that's great to know, because yeah, I wanted to get, you know, underwear, and so that's good to know. You know, because I don't know, I feel like all these things are necessary. But yeah, thank you for letting us know about that. And then, you know, the poster indicates that, you know, this is our drop-off collection time this Saturday between 10 and 11. But if someone needs like a different accommodation or a different arrangement, my cell phone number is on the poster, and the contact information for Nancy's there. So, you know, definitely reach out if you need. I mean, I'm happy to drive out to someone and pick up stuff, or, you know, make other arrangements. I think Lee sent a message saying that Amy has a question.
Yes, she does.
Okay.
I was just curious too, you know, I work crazy busy hours, and Wednesdays are my day that I get to come home a little bit early because I go to this. But otherwise, I don't know that I'll be able to get shopping prior to Saturday. So is it possible to donate money toward this? And do you need to know in advance for that? I mean, if I tell you an amount, do you want to just add it to your shopping that you're doing?
You could do it that way, or if you're someone who likes online shopping and does Amazon Prime, you could have something delivered. I can give you an address. So honestly, like whatever's going to work for you, I'm happy to make it happen. So if you have my email, so if you tell me what works best for you, then I'm happy to do legwork and and add that. That's not a problem.
Okay,
Thanks.
perfect. So who can, thank you, Amy. So who can help Laura and Nancy on Saturday? It's only an hour, so it isn't that long. I'm hoping to be out there too. So with a show of hands, is there anybody that could just be there for even half an hour, 20 minutes? Good photo op for the club. Branding.
Pictures, yes.
So can you just come out? Okay, Brad. Thank you, Brad. Anyone else?
Yeah, I could be there.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Okay, is
And
this
we don't have to work.
is this from 10 to 11 or at the homeless shelter?
Oh, this is at Nancy's office, Barbara Hooper, which
Okay.
is, and the address is on the service poster. So Nancy's just been very generous to offer her office. It's kind of a central location. So if people, just given the whole pandemic situation, don't
Yeah,
want to
I will
walk
be
into the
there.
place.
I will be there.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
awesome.
The more the better. It's very short time and we get some photo op that we can send to the
Yes.
district and tell them, guess what? Twiight did their very first project within a month. Yeah, within a month since we started a week late. That works, right? So that's
And
awesome.
I was going to say, the homeless center did say that they are allowing volunteers. So, I mean, if people are comfortable when we collect the stuff, and then it'll be sometime next week and I can notify everyone, you know, drop off date, but you know, we can have people come with us. But yeah, pictures. I'm glad you said photos, like take pictures of yourself collecting the items, etc., so we can share what we're doing.
Steve, you had a question before?
Yes, I just wanted to let you know, the head of the homeless shelter actually was a speaker at Bakersfield East Rotary last Friday, and they are building 40 more units and expecting a bit of a deluge. So Laura, your project is timely, and it's going to be well loved over there. We're dealing with a pent-up thing with foreclosures and evictions. There's still wraps right now in California, but that's going to come off fairly soon. For me as a civil practitioner, I don't know what's going to happen over in the courts with all of this stuff, but I know that the homeless shelter is going to be under tremendous strain. And even though they have a working agreement with other charities, these type of things, they're probably going to be coming back to us and you multiple times, because this is something that's just ramping up right now. So thank you, Laura.
Well, thank you. And thank you, Lee, because Lee deserves credit also for I'm glad we're doing this project. And thank you everyone for supporting it and supporting our, they're members of our community who are struggling.
Well, thank you very much. And before we finish, we've got one more little fun piece of business from our Funmeister, Jeremy. Woohoo.
We ready for fines?
Never.
Can you hear me?
Are we ever ready?
Okay, so I've got two good ones actually, and then two real ones. So first, I was doing some snooping online, and I decided to check Vince out because everybody likes Vince, and just see if we can find some dirt on him. And there is none. Basically, he looks like he spent quarantine supporting good causes, helping people out, and just generally being a good guy, which is horribly boring for fines. So I'm going to pay a $10 fine on Vince's behalf, and he's going to try better over the next couple months to get into some trouble. Okay, Vince?
Great.
Then the next one is I'm going to pay a $10 fine, like a happy buck, for Laura, because that the bio that's been in the Torch is really interesting. Thank you for doing that and spending the time putting that together. I really enjoyed reading that and really felt like I got to know you a little bit more. I wish more people would put a lot of thought into it when they do those. That was great. So that one's a good one. Now into the bad ones. So first, Shauna is going to get a fine, but it's going to be a suspended fine. So here's the reason why. People aren't going anywhere. So Leah's not getting any gifts. She's not getting any travel stuff. There's nothing happening. But Shauna has been hiking a lot. So Shauna, you've got 30 days to get Lee some rocks and sticks from your hike. And if you do, then I will pay your $20 fine. But if you don't do it in 30 days, then you owe the amount of $1.87, which you may either upsell or supersize to a different amount or pay the $1.87. You got 30 days to figure something out how to get Lee some rocks, okay?
Challenge accepted.
All right. And then the last one is I actually got things from most people for the social of what they've been doing during quarantine. And they were fun, they were interesting, and it was a lot of fun. But one person on this call did not give me anything at all, and that person is Garrett. And frankly, I wonder what Garrett has been up to over the last few months. So Garrett, your fine is $2.23 unless you choose to upsell it or supersize it. What would you like to do?
I'll go ahead and I'll make it $10. I'll do $10.
All right, there you go. There you go. So those are our fines for today. I gotta say, getting the fines together it's a little bit difficult right now because everybody's at home. But we'll keep figuring them out.
Woohoo! Thank you. Nice. Let's give it up for our Funmeister. Thank you, Jeremy. And I could always use a couple more rocks. I've got Steve at home. What's another rock, you know? So having said that, is there any last words of wisdom? Anything anyone wants to share before we end for the day? Miss Carol, you're on mute.
I was asked by Garrett to do the inspirational tonight, and I looked high and low for something, so I would like to share them. And it's not going to take long. It's a very short one.
I meant to bring that up. Please.
Two different quotes. The goal is not to change who you are, but to become more of who you are at your best. And then my favorite one is by Lou Holtz. Ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. That's it.
That's good.
Very good. We have one more slide. So just want to congratulate Jim and Donna for August 3rd, wedding anniversary. Which one is this one, guys? Woohoo!
45.
We're not gonna make 45, dude. I'm sorry to tell you this, but Steve's and ours is on Friday. That'll be 27. I always get the date wrong, so he'll correct me if I'm wrong.
Everybody asks me that knows both of us, how did you do it, Jim? How did you do it?
No, not at all.
Donna, my dear, you're
Jim, they say,
Donna, I can tell, as a divorce lawyer, I can tell you that's not true. God bless Donna.
Jim, all anybody has to do is ask Donna, and then we'll get the truth.
I just want to say, Eddie, it was a pleasure having you. I hope you enjoyed your time. We loved having you. Please come back again.
Thank you. Most enjoyable.
Great. We're a bit silly, but that's what makes it fun. Otherwise, what's the point, right? So here are some upcoming events. They will be on the torch, so you don't need to remember. Next week, it's very, very special. Chung Sam-do was a beloved past district governor and past president of Bakersfield East. We'll be talking about the sister clubs from Korea, so please don't miss it. He's going to be amazing. We will send out an invitation to our Bakersfield East brothers and sisters for that. We'll have a club social coming up on the 19th, and guess what? Another board meeting on the 26th. And with that, raising our glasses just one more time to the best time of day and the best club members on earth. This is for you, Amy.
Twilight.
Next week, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Donna.
Some bread, Amy.
Hey, Donna, are you free if I call you now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to call you.
Okay.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, Eddie. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Until next week.